And welcome to what's probably going to be a new series for me, Dwarf Fortress. I said I was going to, I was thinking about doing this a few times, but my last Victoria videos I mentioned doing it. So let's just dive right into this. I'm going to create a new world, but I'll probably be cutting out most of that. But I'll let you see my settings, and then go. I'm gonna put I usually do a large world, but a medium world will take less time. So I'm going to leave it on a medium world. It's the default anyway. I leave the history on medium for the same reason. And put everything else on very high or everywhere. Now the reason I'm putting it on everywhere, even though sparse is the default setting, and it kind of does make the game easier, is because the lower settings for minerals are really not that fun. You can still get screwed and not get iron, and you'll just have lots of maps filled with copper and stuff like that. Which is just as bad as not having any. Well, it's almost as bad as not having any metal at all. So you're pretty much capped out at bronze, if that. So yeah, it's still possible to get minerals screwed, but it's a lot less fun to not have stuff around. For example, in a very rare instances, you could not get any metal at all and have to trade for all of your weapons. That's not very dwarfly. We're going to play with it everywhere. And, yeah. I'll come back once this process is done, as this can take a while. Okay, so it's finished generating. We'll take a look at it in a second, after all this crap gets done. Alright, it saves and kicks us back to this menu. And you might notice it says Region 1, even though I actually do have other worlds. Yeah. So as I continue playing, but that's something else. I deleted all the rest of them, so. Let's start with Fortress mode. I'm not going to give this game much of an introduction. Like Civ 4, I don't really think it needs an introduction. There's an awful lot of stuff out there, people who are much better at explaining the game mechanics than I am. Like Captain Duck or Sippy Cup, or like even 1F Jeff and Plump Helmet Punk, or people like that. So I'm not going to give this much of a tutorial, so to speak. Okay. Let's look for something. Well, let's not go into the freezing areas. Should I use the finder? Well, let's see if I can find anything good without it. We want to look for something with either no aquifer or just an aquifer in part of the area. And for starting out, I kind of want something warm and tropical, with as much savagery as I can get, so I can get more interesting and challenging animals. You know what? I'm gonna use the finder to narrow this down a bit. Okay, so let's take a look around. As you can see, all from the blinking X's are places that have good possibilities of being good site. I just put Fluxstone yes, Aquifer no, so let's take a look around. Well, these fit my criteria a little. I'd rather that be warm rather than hot, so that all my water doesn't evaporate. If I could get some clay, that would be nice too. Not really necessary. Oh, here we go. That's hot. There's an aquifer. Oh, it wasn't on the thing. Down here. There we go. I'd rather a forest. Put it down here. Nope. Oh, there we go. But I can't make the embark any bigger because of the elf settlement there. You can't embark on settlements anymore, unfortunately. And... oh, here we go. Okay. So I like 5 by 5 embarks. And, oh man, that's hot. I want the hot settlements. Ah. I can't get out of it without embarking on the river. Okay, let's find a better spot then. Maybe here. Oops. Okay. Oh. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. Fits all of my criteria just fine. So let's go. Oh, saltwater? Whatever. Actually, no. That is a problem. Well, I can make this a little bit more. Crap. That's the one I wanted. Okay, F2. Okay. Salt water here. Yes. Okay, so we gotta find a place without salt water. Did it clear my... it cleared my search results. I'll be back when I find a site. Okay, let's try this again. Oops. Oh, browse results. Okay. Well, there we go. Right on the money. Oops. Okay. And everything's the same. Yep, no salt water. Let's go. Actually, is that a lake? Nah, whatever. We're gonna prepare carefully. One of the things I like to do is I like to look at each of the dwarves to see their kind of characteristics and see if they would make what jobs they would be good for. Like this here is basically their physical statistics. Right here is what I'm looking for. These kind of things right here. Quick to tire. That means that they are ill-suited for things that require a lot of work, like wood cutting or mining. Usually if I make someone with a lot of demerits up here, a crafter or a farmer, because while farming requires a lot of work, it's not really that much of a big deal, especially later. This person has a lot of bonuses for mental, so they would make a good leader type or crafter. A good sense of empathy, good memory, patience, good intellect. I don't know what the music has to do with anything. Good creativity. So basically, they'd be good at anything. And a meager kinesthetic sense. Kinesthetic sense is basically knowledge of your a sense of your surroundings. So comfortable in social situations. Distance reserved, assertive, willing to compromise. So this guy looks like a good leader. So I'm going to give them just general nicknames right now. Captain. And I'm basically going to make him the most useless dwarf on the team right now. And he's going to be a judge of intent, appraiser, leader, and negotiator. And I'll leave those other 2 points just because. I'll probably make him into a fisher or a crafter or something after we start, but for right now, these are all the skills he's going to get. That way we have a dedicated trader and make sure that the leader falls onto their shoulders, so that we don't have to use one of our important dwarfs when it comes to trading. And then later on, having one dwarf that you specifically set up for this will net you benefits later. The Judge of Intent shows basically how much they're willing to trade, how they feel about the trading, and the Appraiser basically gets you a better idea of their prices. The Negotiator is basically just a social thing, and the Leader, just having points in it, basically determines how well they will lead, I suppose. Okay, let's look at this one. Durable, no tiredness demerit. The social demerits don't really matter for anyone else, as long as they're not, like, crafting ones. Like this poor focus here. Could be. But right here, where is it? Doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges. That means they will have strange moods less often. You know, sometimes that might be good, and sometimes bad. I don't want to make this guy a mason, for example, because of that. Now, for like a carpenter, I don't really care, because carpenters just make bins and boxes and barrels all day. So, the 3 B's, bins, barrels, and beds. So, yeah. Oh, another thing that I like looking at is seeing what they like. Like, if I made this person a noble that actually got to make demands and stuff, this person liking black bronze could be problematic. But he also likes wood from Featherwoods, whatever that is. So, black bronze is not that hard to make, but it could be a problem. So we'll try to find somebody else who, hope he doesn't get elected mayor. But it could be a lot worse than black bronze. So, like, this one would be pretty hard. Nickel's not that common. Native copper's easy, though. Green glass. If it's like crystal glass, you're screwed. So, I like how he prefers to consume spotted ratfish, but he absolutely detests rats. That's pretty funny. He likes sheep for their tendency to flock, so I should bring some sheep with me, because he likes sheep. Because he's bad for making a good person, and he's strong, or tough, one of the two. He's tough. Let's make him a woodcutter. Or her. Him. Okay, this person is quick to heal, slow to tire, and agile, very flimsy and susceptible to disease. Now, the slow to tire makes them exceptionally good for being miners, because it means they can mine for longer. None of this really does anything, so that's an excellent miner. Oh, right, we should give them a nickname. You will be Woody. Oops, that's the wrong one. The normal shortcut in-game is VYN, and it's C here, so you will be Digger Dan. Okay, now this one's a female. Quick to heal and durable, that's good. Doesn't handle stress well. Assertive. No real problems. Meager creativity, meager ability with social relationships, poor spatial senses, meager kinesthetic sense. Basically, she sucks at brain things. Also likes Kimberlite, which is not that common. Phantom spider silk, holy crap. They would make a terrible noble. It likes boxes and bags. She likes mudhoppers for their round tummies, but she likes to eat them. she likes mudhoppers for her round tummy. Anyway, let's skip her for now. Very agile. Has a fertile imagination, but poor creativity. Okay. You only have 7, so you have to pick some of them. Okay. Nothing major there. Not interested in art. Okay. Very quick to tire, so this person is not going to be the miner. This one is still the best miner. So she will be bigger Dana. Okay. Oops. There you go. Okay. So we've got 2 miners, a woodcutter, and a leader. So we need a mason, a carpenter, and then a farmer. That's what I like to start with. Fertile imagination. So let's make you the mason. You will be stony. And then clumsy susceptible disease. Which one is worse? This one. Okay. So this one will be the carpenter. You will be boxes. And you will be the miner. Or not the miner, but the grower / herbalist. Just give it a couple points of herbalist. I'm not going to give anybody else any points. I may come back and give the woodcutter some axe points, but I probably won't. And the miners are basically going to be mining all the time, and I'm probably going to be having my carpenter and mason switching to do different stuff. So I never know what I'm going to use their points for. So I'm just not going to spend any more, and rather spend points on other stuff. So. Oh, it's the farmer, so you're going to be food E. Okay, so before we get to items, let's find a good fortress name. Anguished Glove. No. Nourished Mind. Sometimes you get some really good names. Gorge Fights. That's a good name. Okay. Groups. The Fortress of Honor. Hammers of Swallowing. There we go. Just get some really random names. Okay, now let's go into our items. Now this is where you can save a lot of points to buy animals and stuff. Now you notice I spent almost all of my points on dwarf stuff. Now, we don't need battle axes. And the reason this is, it will become clear after I start the game, and we need some more different kinds of drinks. We're probably going to end up with roughly the same amount, if not a little bit more. We want 21, so we get extra barrels. So, let's just get that out of the way. Let's get 21 of each kind of drinks. Having more variety, which means people will be happier because they all like different stuff. And then later on, we can buy or make more. So, okay, pigtails or plump helmet spawn. We need quite a bit of. I'll pick 21 of that. Let's get some pigtail seeds in case we want to do some textile manufacturing. The rest of these I'm going to reduce to 1. Now the reason I'm still keeping one is because they're only 1 point, but they give you a bag for each one. So, yeah. Okay, here you start with 15 meat. You can't really see on this one, but this one you can. So I'm going to get rid of all of this because it's too hard to see. We're going to reduce this one to 11 because meat barrels hold 10. And we're going to get rid of our plump molds altogether because, as you can see here, they are twice as much. It occurs to me that you may not be able to see my mouse cursor, but that's okay. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of all my pigtail stuff because pigtail fiber things cost twice as much. And I'm going to get rid of our quivers and these buckets and splints and crutches because we don't need those. Okay, so now we need some stuff. Let's get 11 of a few things. Let's get lobsters and turtles. So we have as much, if not a little bit more, than we started with. Okay. So, what else do we need? Well, we need to get back this. As you can see, it's 14 points for pigtail fiber cloth. Only 7 for this. So we're going to get that back up to our original numbers. And it's pretty weird that they give you the more expensive option as the default. And as you can see here, 20 points for them, and then 10 points for most of the leather bags. And the same thing's true of thread and ropes, all of which are made from materials like that. So, we have 374 points after buying everything we need here. So let's get some animals. Let's get a lot of dogs, like 5 female dogs and a male dog. Let's get one of each gender of cat. There's a dude who likes sheep, so let's get a few sheep. And then, let's get some birds. Some geese. Yeah, some geese. Just for egg purposes. And a male one, so we can have a duck geese explosion. Whatever. Okay, now we got 37 points left. I could buy more dogs, but let's get a little bit more things. Now, one of the things we can do, and one of the things I like to do, is get a lot of things that are cheap that give you extra bags that are going to be useful. Like a lot of things that give you extra stuff, it's not. So we're going to get one of each of these sands, because there may not be sand on the map. It's not something that shows up anymore. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. Hopefully we'll have some sand. I'm not going to get any clay, because I do know that there's clay on our map. Usually it's a good idea to bring a little bit of glass, just to, in case somebody gets a mood. I'm not going to buy any of this stuff, but one thing you can do, how many points do I have left? 34, is, let's go ahead and get another dog, because I know I'm not going to have that much. And as you can see, I have the, I basically have the option in the Lazy Noob pack turned on that you can tame any animals, because the thing with the Dungeon Keeper is still broken, so you can't do that. You can't tame any animals that are not normal animals. So I just turn that on so that you still have that functionality in the game. Yeah, I'm just going to get 2 more dogs, and then I'm going to get a couple of things of milk. Now, milk counts as food, not drink, but you can cook it into food. So, it's a good source of a couple of extra barrels, and it's a good thing to spend the last couple of points on. We could reduce, like, some bags, but I'm not going to. Looks like we got everything ready to go. That looks pretty good. Actually, no. Let's take 1 point out of this. And then where's our mason? That's a miner. The mason. Okay. Make the mason a mechanic. That gives us one more point. So, go back to the items. And get another thing of milk. This venom and ichor and blood, I don't really know what you do with it. You can sell it. I know that in the game. So, let's go ahead and embark. I'm going to cut out the loadings and stuff. Okay. Oh. Giant eagles. This here, it gives you a little hint. For enough time to delve secure lodgings, the giant eagles get hungry. Yep. Gorge fights. So let's strike that earth. And it'll load for a second. Okay, so, let's take a look at what we've got for a map here. Okay, that's an interesting looking map. Okay, we've got a cool little peninsula sticking out, and got some, yeah, and it goes down in the corner there. So, well, high points are usually better to settle on, because that way you can't have dudes come down on top of you. So I think, well, obviously we don't want something all the way up there. We want something with a little bit of breathing room. Because if you build something too close to the walls, it won't let you. So I'm thinking this thing over here have any water on it? It doesn't. Okay. Okay, so where did I start? Okay, right here. That's not a terrible spot. What is this? This is sand. So we have sand. That's good. What's this? Clay loam. That doesn't actually count as proper clay. So let's see if we can find any actual clay. Oh, and we have chalk, magnetite, and coal right here. So excellent. We are good to go, and I don't see any reason not to start here now, because we're so close to that stuff. But let's just take a look around here. We got plenty of water. We got some natural formations that give us some good defense. I like this little inset here, but it's going to take a little bit of work to make it perfect. Got some kaolinite, I don't know how you pronounce that. Then we've got a couple levels up here. Yeah, and I see some gold, or limonite. I think that's limonite. Yeah, it's limonite, which is also iron. Magnetite is iron as well. There's some lignite, which is like shitty coal. This is tetrahedrite, so we've got copper. Okay. Yeah, got plenty of it. So this is a really good map for starting out. So let's find a good defensible spot, because that's going to be very important later. Near some water. I think this place is just fine. We got a potential choke point here. Got a little pool of water we can use for fishing and gathering water. We got a good natural barrier here that we can use. And we can wall off or cut away a lot of this stuff here. to make a good defensive line up here. And then we have another pool here we can use for that. And then we got plenty of trees and stuff around. Let's check the unit list to see if there's anything nasty in the area. A giant leopard. And I accidentally got the wrong kind of goose. That's okay. I still think I got a male one, so it'll just take another year for him to get up. That's fine. We kind of don't want that to happen until later anyway, so that works out just fine. So let's basically get going here now. I guess I'll probably end up cutting that off. So let's use this up here as our kind of starting point. Well, I guess I could use this here and just cut this completely off of the mountain. That perhaps is a better idea. And then use most of my stuff underground, which also seems to be sand, so we'll have a couple layers of sand underground to use. So yeah, that seems like a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I like doing a a 3-wide, not that far, jeez, corridor, because, I don't know, it just looks good, and, I guess it's just the thing that I do. And then get some stairs at the end of it. So the stairs will come up here. And it's okay that there's a tree there, so. Oh, right, I don't have any axes, so I have to disassemble this. Now, I'm just going to designate the trees for being cut. I designated one. That's not going to get cut. But let's designate some plants for being gathered. And then make a fishing zone. I like how the water is like stuck out the front right here. That's pretty cool. That's not what I wanted. Yeah. Need to make a zone like this. And make it a fishing zone. And a water source. So water, fishing.